Hello and welcome to The Good, the Bad and the Worst, a podcast where we watch movie trilogies and decide which movie deserves a good, hard stare. I'm your host, Griner, and joining me tonight...
I'm an unusually attractive nun, and if you open your minds, your legs will follow.
I'm Knuckles McGinty, and actors are some of the most evil, devious people on the planet.
Of course, we are watching... Well, we have just watched the Paddington Trilogy. Now, I'm going to start it off with a very important question. Do you guys like marmalade? Because I feel like anytime I've had marmalade, I wished it was jam. And I feel like I actually know your responses to this. But Luke, are you a fan of marmalade?
No. I've never had marmalade, so I can't really comment on it.
Could have picked that, yep.
Really, until this most recent watch of Paddington, I had the question in my mind. I was like, "What is marmalade?" I don't really know. But then I watched him make it in the second one. So, yeah, never tried it. But I'm not a jam person. I don't like jam. So I'm guessing I wouldn't like marmalade. You know,
you might like marmalade.
I'm picky. When it comes. Food.
They do seem like constantly opposed, though. You're one or the other.
Mm.
But yeah, I agree. Marmalade was always kind of like the poor man's jam. I feel like, and growing up with an English grandmother and an Anglophilic yearning father for the old country, marmalade was always in our house because it's definitely like an old English thing. And I was always like, God. As a kid, I was like, yuck, why would I want that? Where's the sweet strawberry goodness?
Yeah.
But now as an adult, I've used marmalade in things, and it's pretty dope. It's pretty kick-ass.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really like citrus flavor now, and so if you like citrus flavor, marmalade's great because it is just like a really sweet orange jam.
I feel like every time I've had marmalade, it's very pithy and bitter because of the peel in there.
Yeah.
And maybe that's a bad marmalade. I don't know, but I feel like that's my experience generally.
Like, have you had it on toast, or how do you have it?
That's how I have had it. That's how I have.
See, I've never had it on toast, and I can't imagine. That seems like a terrible way to have it.
Yeah. Okay.
I've had it on like a cake. Like I've made cakes, and I use a marmalade glaze, or you put it in the cake as well.
Yeah. Right.
And then it really rocks your socks off because you get that nice contrast between the bitter and the sweet. And so it all works on toast. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like a weird thing to have on toast for breakfast, like.
Paddington
Sugar
exclusively recommend it on bread. So
yes,
we've got some. I've got some questions about that man's dietary system, Bear's dietary system rather. But yeah, in my mind, I'm like, I think that's part of the reason why I never liked it. Like, why would you have sweet congealed orange juice on bread for breakfast? That just seems messed up. But that seems like a deeply, deeply evil thing to do. And, you know, Britain's got a lot of sins to pay for, and I feel like that is one of its most egregious. But as a cake edition, it's pretty great. I think if you put it in the right things, it's a good condiment.
Yeah, okay.
Not toast, so Paddington can just piss off.
You'd like us to do a podcast about food opinions? I'm open to it. So drop
Me
us a comment.
too. That's
let us
really
know
where we need
because.
to be.
Should we have done an in-person taste testing, and getting me to taste all this stuff for the first time?
Oh man, a podcast about introducing Luke to new foods. He's almost endless content because he's only tasted about 7 things.
Literally
in his life.
everything. Start at the start of the alphabet. Here we go. This is going to take a couple of weeks.
A is for apple.
Apples.
It'll be like Charlie Day in that episode where he's like, I've never had a pear. He just eats the whole thing. Yeah, it's great. That'll be you every episode.
Yeah, there we go. That's our next YouTube channel. Check it out.
All right, but let's talk about Paddington. I had only seen the third one of these movies before. Always heard great things, but had only seen Paddington in Peru because I took my daughter to it earlier this year. We had a good time. But
I've been so confused.
Oh yeah, it was essential viewing the rest of them. I was very familiar.
Who the hell is Aunt Lucy?
I was very familiar with the animated show though. I must say Paddington has a really good brand. Like both the movies and the TV show and the books, all very high quality. Like I don't know, like the animated TV show compared to the likes of Fireman Sam or other things coming out of Britain is just like leagues better. I'll just say.
Oh, not Hey Dougie. Have you seen Hey Dougie?
I have seen Hey Dougie.
There's a British show you can set your watch to.
True.
But
I won't lump all British shows, but yes.
You are right in things like Fireman Sam. Like there's a lot of that. It's kind of like on par with Cocomelon in terms of brain rot. And the Paddington show is a lot funnier, a lot more fun.
Yeah.
But had you guys had any exposure to him as a brand?
No, not really.
Because this is like a thing that has just missed me. Like we never had the books as kids, which again, I referring to my earlier point about having an English grandmother, I'm kind of surprised at now. I'm surprised we didn't have a Paddington book or something in our house, because it is like one of England's proudest exports. Like the Queen
loves Paddington. Yeah, that was the thing I knew about Paddington. Yeah.
This little diabetic bear with lots of marmalade. It seems to be a really big thing for them. But I'd had no exposure, never seen anything as a kid, never read any books. And I only got exposed to it really when watching the show a little bit. And then we have one book that my daughter took home from daycare, but she didn't care for these movies.
Interesting.
No, see, and that's the thing. Paddington's always been super confusing to me, like with it, who its demographic is, because it had like the Paddington brand and the name had no meaning to me. I felt like these movies had pretty much come out before I'd even like really heard about them, and it was more the Rotten Tomato score that got me being like, what are these movies? Like 100% movies, like the first one and second one, like, and people say they're perfect. And like I'm an older person, like I've got a young guy I know, Cars, who's like obsessed with Paddington. Like he has Paddington on his iPhone. He's got like, and he's like a young guy, 18, 19 sort of thing. And he's obsessed with Paddington.
Right.
And it's like, I don't know, he like loves the movies, watches them all, quotes them all. And it's like so weird to me because I'm like, he's a young kid. I'm like, who is Paddington for? I just don't understand it. But
yeah,
he loves kid stuff. So I don't know.
Did your kids watch this with you, Luke?
Actually, so no, I watched them on my own because I didn't think my kids would like them. And then my daughter came in as I was watching Paddington too. And she's like, "Oh, can I watch this with you?" She's like, "I love Paddington." And then she sat there and really liked it. And I was like, "Oh man, I feel like I prejudged being like, oh, my kids." I felt like Paddington was maybe too childish for them. Like my daughter wants to watch Stranger Things, so I was like, "Oh, she's probably not wanting to watch Paddington." And she was super excited about watching Paddington, and she really enjoyed watching Paddington 2 with me and stuff. And we'd gone to the cinema like last year, or I think it was last year when Paddington Peru came out. We all went to the cinema and seen it. But I don't know, they didn't seem to enjoy that as a cinema experience. I don't think it held their attention. And so I think I had this thing on my mind that they didn't like Paddington. And I will say, I don't know, these movies are weird to me. Like they're critically very, very well received. And I think, I noted watching these films, I was like, they are kind of like flawless. Like there's not like they're made very well and everything like that. But I just don't know what like substance there is in these movies where I actually enjoy it. Like I'm not laughing watching these movies. I'm like, yeah, it's very cozy and very nice and everything. But I don't know. It's just something that doesn't. I'm not captivated and watching it and being like, oh, I want to know what's happening next. Like a Pixar film. Like I don't get really invested in the characters or the story or anything like that. So
yeah, we might come back to that when we talk about individual movies. But I felt like my kids kind of just tolerated these movies. Like they were happy to go. My daughter was happy to go watch it because she got to go to the cinema with me, and then I watched them with them in the room, but they were not particularly enthralled by them.
Yeah, because I sat my daughter down for the first one during TV time. I was like, we're watching Paddington, sweetheart. I don't care if you want to or not. And she didn't want to. I was like, I don't care. I'm your father. I decide what we watch. And so I put it on there. And she was a little bit, like, she was sort of excited at first. Because, again, I think the idea of watching a movie with me still kind of excites her, which is the most beautiful memory any father can ever have of their children. And we got like half an hour in, and then I was just like, you hate this, don't you? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. All right, we can watch. And she just, well, at least the first one it was not fun to watch that with a 4-year-old just being like, what's that? Why is that happening? What are they doing? Why are they doing that? And just relentless questions. And just, not enjoying it at all.
Watching Stranger Things with an 8-year-old. It's that tenfold. Just like trying to explain human emotions, teenagers, everything. I was like, oh man, what have I done?
Right. Yeah, both bad choices. I
Yes.
But yeah, we got like half an hour through, and I think I was like, all right, you can watch Gabby's Dollhouse because whatever. And I thought for a moment, should I send her to an orphanage and get a new daughter? But maybe she just isn't old enough. I don't know. Maybe this is actually for older kids, which I wasn't expecting. But
Maybe our kids just aren't British enough.
Yeah. Or like
I'm trying hard to. I'm not giving them marmalade.
Do you need to have
I
a
never
love
take
of
them to the
marmalade
dentist.
to really
There's
like
all these things I'm
movies?
doing, but it's just not working.
Do you have a yearning hunger to colonize Peru? If so, this movie is for you.
All right, let's kick it off with some stats.
Stats.
Paddington came out in 2014, had a budget of $55 million, made $326 million at the box office. Paddington 2 came out in 2017, had a budget of $40 million, had a smaller budget, made $290 million at the box office. And then Paddington in Peru came out earlier this year, had a budget of $90 million and made $171 million at the box office. Sorry, Paddington Peru came out in 2024. Apologies.
I was going to say.
Came out late last year.
Yeah.
The critical reception. So the first Paddington, 77 on Metacritic. Second, 88 on Metacritic. And the third one, 65.
Yeah, big things.
Yeah, very, very critically heralded. Critics like these movies.
Rotten Tomatoes is like 98, 100, and 93. Like, crazy.
Yeah, Paddington 2 on Letterboxd, it's like Chris Hewitt, who's an Empire reviewer, gives it 5 stars. David Ehrlich, the head IndieWire critic, gives it 5 stars. Like, people are giving this big numbers. It's
love marmalade. It's crazy.
my sister's giving it 5 stars. Buddy Wilson's giving it 4.5. Like important people. But yeah, like it's really like 4.1 out of 5. That is a very high rating. I don't know. This movie, the first two are really well adored, which I didn't realize at the time. I think I just paid them no attention. I was like, oh yeah, it's another kids adaptation, whatever.
Yeah.
But they've got they cast a long shadow. I think people really revere Paul King, who went on to make Wonka, which the Timothée Chalamet.
And I like that. I quite liked Wonka, but
there you go.
Maybe not many people did. I did.
Yeah, they're interesting films. These these Paddingtons.
Yeah, I don't think I realised at the time how big they were either. Let's get into Paddington. A young Peruvian bear travels to London in search of a home. Finding himself lost and alone at Paddington Station, he meets the kindly Brown family, who offer him a temporary haven.
So, I guess my main hang up with this, I remember the first time I watched this, I had this thought, and I had this thought watching it again. I don't understand this world, right? Like, why are people not talking about the bear as if he's a bear that's talking? Like, it's a weird thing. Like, the dad's like, oh, there's a bear there. He's probably trying to sell us. He's probably going to try and sell us something, which is a funny line. But like, it's not like, oh my God, a talking bear. It's like, I don't know, you'd expect, and I know that's a cliche thing to be like, oh, what, it's a talking bear, and then dealing with the chaos of introducing this bear into society and as a family member. But it's just like, it's not like there's other animals talking. Like, what is this world that there's this one bear that can talk, and he's just walking around society, and people don't really see it as a big deal that there's a talking bear. I kind of have a problem with it.
Really? I kind of like that. Like, I like that they just refuse to address it in any meaningful way. It's like, yeah, he's just like, he's a bear. He's a very special bear from Peru, and he can talk and we can understand him. And in Peru, there's a home for elderly bears. Like, this is just normal, and it's okay. And I kind of like that. I think that's a fun gimmick.
Yeah. Like a lot of time passes between when the explorer finds them in Peru and then modern day, right? So I guess somewhere in that time he brings this news back, makes it global knowledge that there is a specific species of talking bear, normalizes that in the public mind. So at this point they're like, yeah, talking bears, old news, we've seen this.
They're not like on commercials. You'd think somebody would
They might be.
We talking bears.
We didn't see a whole lot of it. Maybe there's
But
a whole
this-
slave race of talking bears in another country. Maybe America is built on slave bear labor in this world.
I
We
could
don't
see
know.
that. I want to see America in Paddington. Actually, that would.
Yeah,
be
and it's like he goes to America and it's just a godless
treat him like
nightmare.
shit. Like, he gets shanked straight away, like shot. So he's like,
No,
oh,
he just gets shackled. He's like, all right, come to work.
to work.
But isn't
exactly?
6 ice agents at the gate.
It's the hairy one.
I may be remembering it wrong, but isn't there some implication that the reason, what's her name, the bad guy in the first one, Nicole Kidman wants him is because he's rare though, right? Like,
Oh, yeah, probably actually. All
like
right.
he is an uncommon thing, but he's not so strange that anybody cares that he's a talking bear. It's
No,
very
you are
strange.
right.
On the subway.
It's strange, but I do like that they go that direction with it. Because you're right, we
Yeah.
could have a whole fish out of water story for 3 movies, but that's been done and been done to death in a lot of ways.
And that would become a whole different thing where like every character is just, we have to reconcile with the fact that there's a talking bear, and then it's eventually, I guess that is sort of that's been done, and that is a very specific thing.
That's what's weird is that it's treated as rare and not rare at the same time. And I just it's weird.
Yeah,
Like Nicole Kidman wants him because he's rare, but everyone walks past him in the subway because he's not that rare. Like he's not that common. People aren't even like, oh, look, a talking bear. Like I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, would it help if I told you, and this, bear with me, but this could be perceived as a metaphor?
Is this
Would
like an
that
immigration
help?
thing?
Explain, what's a metaphor?
It's like a simile, but it's a bit different.
It's a simile with a hat,
That's a
right?
good joke.
It's a simile with a hat. That's
That's the joke.
the joke.
Yeah, I guess if you're looking at it that way, right? If it's an immigration story, which I mean, I haven't gone deep into the origin of it, but it was. I don't know if it was ever intended, but it's clearly got that to it. Then yeah, it's like it kind of works, right? It's this person who's different and stands out, but at the same time, people will walk past him in the train station, and people might say, "Oh, he's trying to sell you something." But at the same time, as soon as you put a hat and a coat on him, it's like, "Oh yeah, he's just like another person."
Yeah.
It's just like me, for real. Like
for yeah, it's like I guess it's that. It's literally just part of that sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Again, like a metaphor. Well, it's like a parable
Yeah.
almost, where it's like, and so in this world of suspended disbelief, it totally works. It's like this is an immigrant. It just happens to be a bear this time. But so I think you have to come at this with that sort of suspension of disbelief. If you stop on that, that's fine. But I think you're a cold man if you do.
Yeah.
okay, I'll try and
where's
get
the
over
joy?
that.
Where's the
I'll try
joy
and
in
get
your
over that.
life? I guess.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
It was interesting watching this, having my only other exposure to Sally Hawkins be Bring Her Back, and just being it was a bit of whiplash there for me, I must
I
admit.
said at the start, I was like, this is totally a prequel to. I was like, I said to my wife, I was like, man, the third one's really messed up when she tries to bring her daughter back, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, she's lost the bear, she's lost everyone. She really goes on the deep end.
Oh, family.
This, especially because we just watched that together, so this would have been like, yeah, very much a whiplash thing.
It was. Yeah, it was funny. It was
She's
funny.
great.
It was weird. It was weird seeing her so like.
Man, Conan, your
young,
internet is
honestly, 'cause
terrible tonight.
She's a lot younger in this movie.
You're a laggy boy.
I'll remain silent.
No, please
I'll
go.
remain
She
quiet
is
for the
she
rest
is young in this movie. You're right.
Yeah, she's just a lot. She strikes me as a lot younger, and I guess obviously I've seen her in. I feel like the last big thing I saw her in was The Shape of Water, where I think she was a bit older again, or she's definitely playing a bit older. So seeing her in this, I know, and then bring her back, I was just kind of struck. But yeah, she's fantastic. She's a really just an incredibly warm presence. In
Yes, very, very warm.
just so wholesome.
You know, she's him eating his earwax on the toothbrushes like just grossed me out so much. I was like, oh, I can't handle this. This is some horror territory for me. I don't know. Do you guys find these movies funny? Like, do you laugh watching this movie, or is it just like a comfort of like, oh, this is a nice story about a bear and a family? Because like, I don't get the laughs from the movie if it's meant to be a comedy.
No, it's not like laugh out loud funny. There's the occasional sensible chuckle. I think the second movie has a few actually for me. I think the second movie, makes me blow air out of my nose a little bit faster than normal.
What is the name for that laugh? There needs to be a name for that, right?
I don't know. You're right. I mean, every time the security guard / cop or whatever he is mistakes Mr. Brown for a woman, that's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
In Paddington 2, when he's like there was an unusually attractive nun.
No.
I lost my shit at that. That was really fun.
That's Paddington 2, and I wrote that down. That's like the one thing that got me is it was an insanely attractive nun. That got me 100%. That got me, but yeah, outside of that, not much.
You're right. Yeah, they're kind of. I don't even know what genre you'd put this in, right? Because they're not comedies. I guess they're kind of like adventure films, and like I don't know. Family movie is not a genre, but I guess you kind of put it as that.
Yep.
Pardon?
Family. I feel like family is a genre. Like I feel like in Video Easy days,
they're not giving out Oscars for the best family picture.
In the tip corner. Oh, they should be. They're not giving it for stuntmen either. But it's.
No.
The system's not right.
But yeah, the first one is the first and second really more than the third. They kind of feel a bit genreless in that. Like adventure is kind of what I put them in because there's a lot of like wacky things happening where he's trying to catch something or he's coming down the stairs,
like filling up a bathroom with water. Yeah.
But you're right. But you're right. It's never really a moment of you're never really laughing out loud or having a good belly bellow or anything like that. I guess I'd bring it up now. It's interesting what you said before about like these movies being considered sort of perfect, like, but not having anything that you personally cling to like it for. Like that idea of perfection is really interesting, right? Like what makes something perfect? Is it just something that you adore so much, or is it something that's sort of as close to flawless as it can be? And these movies, probably, the first and second one, definitely kind of have that weird line of like, these do kind of feel perfect in a flawless way. Like there really isn't anything it does wrong. It never takes a misstep.
No faults.
Yeah, no faults. Nothing where I was like, oh, weird choice, bad choice, wrong choice. It's all pretty much like perfectly executed. But yeah, I had the same thing coming out. I'm like, oh, that was fine. But I didn't have any other thing to cling to. I didn't really have anything that. I didn't leave either of them being like my life has changed. Even though in the second one there's a bit more to it, but in the first one I was like, that was just a nice film.
Yep.
And
it's very nice, very polite. Like
and very cozy, like you said. Like cozy is probably the good way to. It's like a comforting thing. It's a romanticized view of England where because this is kind of what this is. It's not propaganda, but these movies are like there are an ode to the best of the British spirit, of inclusion and of overcoming your own initial, judgment, preconceived notions of someone, and sort of being like banding together and like being British of like welcoming people, and welcoming strangers and actually becoming a community. Like,
his whole
and in that sense,
his whole spiel all the time about if you go to England, you'll have a home there. Basically, like it's a very idealistic view of immigration into England, right?
It is, exactly. It's like it definitely is probably something that Britain strives to do. Obviously, the truth of it is rarely the same, but it's interesting in that way. It's like there's definitely sort of this sense of not a looming specter of guilt, but you can tell it's like this is what they sort of want to think of themselves as, and there's definitely a past there that. Not necessarily, you don't have to engage with for these movies, but like it's a fantasy, and that is nice and fine.
What did you guys think of Nicole Kidman in this movie? Because I was surprised to see her. I didn't realize she was in this movie. I'm like, holy dooly, that's Nicole Kidman, but she's kind of not terribly exciting.
No,
she's adequate, but she doesn't like. I don't know. For me, I think a standout is Hugh Jackman in the second... Not Hugh Jackman. What's his name? Hugh Grant in the second movie. Man, Hugh Jackman should have been in a Paddington movie, though.
Yeah. See, Hugh Jackman suits it perfectly. No, so I had the same thought. Like I'd seen all of these films before, and I remembered Hugh Grant. I couldn't remember that. I didn't remember that Nicole Kidman was in the first one. And I'm watching it and I'm like, oh, okay, that's right. I was like, damn, this isn't the one with Hugh Grant. I was like, that's the next one. And yeah, like, I don't know, just it's fine for what it is as like a kid's villain in the movie sort of thing, but it's nothing memorable.
Yeah.
Even now, I don't really remember. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very cartoonish, right? She's she's like stealthing into the building and she's shooting blow darts and she's like
In the guards, yep.
yeah, she's like, I need to get this bear. She's just she's a monologuing supervillain. Yeah, she feels like a villain in a movie that doesn't need a villain, but also requires one for a plot structure.
Yep.
Like this, I think this movie clearly has no interest in having a villain. It's like, no, we just want to spend time with the Browns and with Paddington and him finding a home.
Yep.
But just by for the sake of storytelling, it's just so much easier and more satisfying to have an antagonist.
Yeah.
And so to have her to sort of tie it all together to the explorer, blah blah blah, like that's all really concise. And so they do the bare minimum with her. Like she's cartoonish, she's Nicole Kidman. That brings a certain gravitas to it.
Yep.
Yeah, she is no Hugh Grant. That is for sure.
What do you guys think of the design of Paddington generally? Because I don't know, for some reason, he just kind of ekes into the uncanny valley a little bit for me, and has a little bit of I don't know, there's a bit of a deadness behind the eyes or something. I don't know, something just doesn't quite click with me with his design. Like he's too animated to be realistic, but he's too realistic to be animated, if that makes sense. I don't know. He's just he straddles that line in a weird way.
That's the thing. I think technically he looks good. Like he looks great. Like, the fur and everything like that. He looks really good. But there is just something off. And I always had that thought. Like every time I saw it, I was like, oh, this even before I watched it, I was like, this is a weird movie. Like Paddington looks a little weird. I don't know. There's a famous like Twitter page of just inserting Paddington in a bunch of movies, and that's kind of what the Paddington movies feel like themselves. Because there's a little bit of uncanny valley for me as well.
I had the same thought. Yeah, I couldn't figure out if it was intentional or not, though. To be to try to replicate the feeling that this is just a teddy bear. But again, I don't know how the books did it. I mean, like all the original books, I'm not too sure. So I'm not sure if maybe they were a bit more like this was a stilted, unanimated bear, and they're trying to emulate that. But yeah, I guess I was expecting him to be a bit more expressive and a bit more emotive. But he's definitely not. He does feel just like a bear, like lacking the ability to really smile or express.
Yeah.
And like say, kind of stilted in some ways, but then very limber in other ways.
Yes.
I thought it was a weird choice.
If we're comparing, I feel like the emotions and like what you get and everything out of like Ted is a lot better than what we get in Paddington. So really, it should just be more like Ted.
More like Ted, you reckon?
Yeah.
That was my first thought.
Love to see these two interact.
Every British person just unsubscribed from our podcast, Luke. Thanks for that. All right. Is there any other great revelations we want to talk about from the first movie, or should we move on?
I was just gonna say one other thing. I kind of was like, oh, that's amusing. Is when he says his bear name in Bear, and then like the dad goes to say something and tries it, and he's like, that's a horrible thing to say.
It's extremely rude.
That is extremely rude.
Ben Whishaw has a fantastic like voice for Paddington, and I really like that he's also the voice of the other show. Like he's just Paddington.
Yeah.
And then when I watch him murdering people in another show, it's even more fun.
Oh, tell me what show that is. I need to watch that. But
he does a lot more than just murder people.
Yeah, there's also lots of sex. Black Doves, it's called. You should watch that.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Like that thing, super polite, jolly, kind, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, like it is what it is. Like one thing I just wanted to ask you, like obviously you described it as like, oh, it's like a comfort movie, but is this something you would want to watch again?
No.
Like in that comfort way? No, it's not, is it?
I would probably look at this again with my kids when they're a bit older, honestly. I'd be fine if like, yep, this is our movie we're going to watch on a Saturday afternoon or whatever. But they're not interested in it at this age.
I'm the same. Like, it's utterly harmless. It's utterly inoffensive in the best way. So it's the kind of thing, if I was flicking channels and I really had no idea, I'd be like, oh yeah, some Paddington action.
If family members brought their kids over and you're like, oh, I'm just going to chuck a movie on for all the kids. I'm going to put Paddington on. You know?
It is one of those movies, like, there's no risk of a kid running out of the room scared because there's a scary scene. Paddington doesn't say fuck once every movie or anything like that. Like, there's no... I know, it would be cool. I mean, again, watch Black Doves. There's just, like... There's no way for anyone to be offended by this movie. And that's almost the worst thing about it, in my opinion.
Yeah, but also the best thing because,
like
I said, it's all of it's done really well. Like, it's not there are inoffensive movies that are that poorly done, and they just this movie is so. Those feel so sterile that they're offensive. This still feels like it has life to it. I think this is all made by passionate people who enjoy who really have a soft a connection with Paddington. So this kind of feels like that. It's like this is a well done version of that completely inoffensive movie, which isn't necessarily for me, but I can totally see I would never put this on for me. I'd never be like, me, I just want to chill out and watch Paddington. But 5 years, watch it with my kids, friends over, I don't know, an all ages movie night at church, be like, sure, watch Paddington too. You can't really upset anybody there, right? The one thing that I think kind of turned me off that I wanted to mention was like it's about all these movies is all the action stuff that happens, like the bathtub, down the stairs, the long car chases, and happens in all of them. The fact that Paddington is entirely CGI, I don't know, like the fact that all of that becomes CGI kind of just, a lot of the spectacle and the wonder just doesn't land for me. Because there's nothing really real to hang on to in a lot of those things. It's just this CGI bear in CGI water doing crazy CGI stuff. And so in those things, I think yes, yeah. And you're meant to really, I think, in that be like, kind of laughing and having fun with that. It just didn't really land for me.
No.
It's fair. All right, Paddington 2. Paddington, now happily settled with the Brown family and a popular member of the local community, picks up a series of odd jobs to buy the perfect present for Aunt Lucy's 100th birthday, only for the gift to be stolen. I mean, this is the movie that everybody loves. And I thought it was pretty good.
Yes.
It's better than the first one.
I thought it was cool.
Like, I mean, we kind of mentioned it, but Hugh Grant is a lot of fun in this movie. I think he should just only play villains from now on because they seem to be his best roles. The reveal of him like having this multiple personalities with all his other roles is I don't know. That was a fun scene. That made me smile.
Yep.
Yeah. I agree.
And there's some good lines too, like Luke mentioned. Actors are the most devious people you could ever meet, or whatever it is. Like it's
evil
good fun.
And devious people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned earlier, like the guard saying like the most attractive nun he's ever seen, and then he's like, "What is it? Stop that stunning sister."
That's really funny.
Yeah, it is.
But also in that same part, he's like, I chased her as fast as I could, and he's like slowly holding the coffee, and he's like slowly running up and not to spill anything.
Yeah,
that's all really good material.
Yeah.
This movie is, can't you say, like everything good about the first one just sort of pumped up to 11, I guess. The relationships feel a little bit more interesting. I don't know. I don't even know if it's necessarily doing anything overly different. Like the whole thing that stands out is just the prison set piece, right? Like half this movie takes place in jail.
Yeah.
And so that's a really interesting elevation because it's no longer just relying on the family dynamic because they can't. That's sort of resolved. So it's like this complete force of goodness in Paddington in this complete, what is meant to be a complete den of squalor. Even though it's a pretty pretty nice prison from the get go. Like,
made it like awful. Like people get shanked and like like racism and stuff, and he comes in and fixes it all. It's already a pretty nice prison when he gets there. So
yes, but again, in this fantasy world, we're supposed to prescribe to. It's a bad place.
Yeah,
and that is really interesting. Just watching like his sort of blunt force goodness collide with Knuckles McGinty and just all these prisoners, and just by sheer sort of like by just not resigning to accept his fate. He's like, we shouldn't be eating sloppy food. He's like, oh, have you tried making some different food? And that's kind of all it takes, and then it creates a series of events, and he ends up changing this thing. Like that's, I don't know, that's a really clever way to express that idea, right? Of just. You don't have to be. He never sets out to do good. He's never like, I'm going to fix this prison up, and he's some do-gooder. He's just like, oh, this food's not very nice, but it's just this inquisitiveness and this belief in everyone's goodness changes this whole prison over. And like the pink coloring on the on the jumpsuits is like a really good motif for that. That scene's really like really, really, really well done. Really good.
Yes, I agree. That his whole time in prison is very, very entertaining. Brendan Gleeson's great.
I love Brendan Gleeson. So anytime he shows up, I'm on board. But he's really good.
Yep.
And then it creates that interesting sort of dual narrative where the family's off trying to get him out of prison, and or sort of they're sorting their thing out. It's
trying to solve who stole it and everything.
Yeah, that's right. It's got that good mystery. They're trying to catch who it is, and then he's in prison. Like that's a great sort of framing thing, or a great structure there to have those two things going on. It really keeps the movie going. Like, it really keeps them feeling propulsive.
Yeah. I like the dad insulting all the prisoners, but he turned the light off instead of the microphone. So they're just sitting there listening to him. And he's calling them Stu, and he's just like, it's the one that says microphone on it. That's the thing. I like, that they're like, oh, we know criminals. Let's try and investigate this. And they're like, oh, well, that's not a criminal gang at all. It's like circus sideshow, all these characters and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. I really like the prison stuff. Obviously, he releases all these dangerous convicts into the world to rape and pillage again. But hey,
yeah, the brief season between the when they're on the run. Who knows what they got up to? Probably some bad stuff. I mean, all the cast. I should say, speaking of Hugh Bonneville, all the cast in these movies are really good. Like Hugh Bonneville is just British actors in general are always really good.
Yeah,
like Hugh Bonneville is fantastic. Obviously, Sally Hawkins is fantastic. There's no dud performances in these movies. I don't think Mrs. Bird, they're like live-in grandma, I guess.
Yep.
I don't know, whatever she is. She's a lot of fun.
Is it Peter Capaldi? He's kind of the guy who doesn't want the immigrants, the not in my backyard guy. He's like, he doesn't want him living there. He's a pretty fun neighbor. Yes, not fun, but he's good. He does a good job of that role.
One of the, was he Doctor Who or something as well?
Yeah, he's Doctor Who. Yeah.
And Jim Broadbent. No. Lewis Capaldi. Yeah, that's it.
That's the singer, right? Yeah. Something Capaldi.
It's Peter Capaldi. Yeah.
Peter.
No, he's all right. Yeah. And Jim Broadbent is Gruber, the antique salesman, doing the weirdest accent I've ever heard. But really good.
He's always really good.
Yeah, I don't have a lot to say. There's not heaps to say about this movie because it's just like a good time. But again, I'm not like 5 stars. I don't think this movie's. I did not. My soul didn't leave my body as it seemed to for other people.
Yeah. There was the.
This is a step from the first one for me. Like I feel this more of a comfort in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, and I was kind of blown away by how much I was like, shit, that is a really good movie.
Yeah.
More than the first one, that was just like, oh yeah, that was good. But this one, I was surprised.
Get another very bombastic like action sequence at the end on the train, which is pretty fun, but it's still like just insane.
But Hugh Grant, as we said, he's always really good as a villain, and that seems to be what he's leaned into in his later years. Often in like these sorts of films as well, but like because he's in Wonka, more of as like a half enemy, half good guy sort of thing, as a Oompa Loompa. But I don't know. He's really fun in this, and he can really get his acting chops on.
Yes, yeah. There's a self-awareness in this sort of like, he's a washed-up actor, kind
Yeah.
of trying. He's a bit crazy. This movie's funny with its approach to actors, like the fact that the villain is an actor, and Gleason gives his whole speech about how
Yeah.
they're the worst people in the world. It's got a good sense. It's got a good sense of humor about itself and about the people
Even
involved.
Paddington even says to him, like, you used to be a big name actor, but not anymore.
Yeah,
Like, you're
yeah,
not doing anything these days.
yeah, and that's 10 times better because it's Hugh Grant, right? It's like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yep. All right. Paddington in Peru. Paddington returns to Peru to visit his beloved Aunt Lucy, who now resides at the home for retired bears. With the Brown family in tow, a thrilling adventure ensues when a mystery plunges them into an unexpected journey. I will say, sorry, at the end of the second one, Aunt Lucy coming to visit is a nice touching moment as well. His reaction, and then that was good.
Again, wouldn't have happened in America. She wouldn't have been allowed, but
no. Again, would have been detained and disappeared.
This movie's kind of fun too. I like the home for retired bears. Like that's a pretty funny bit, and Olivia Colman's pretty good as a nun trying to hide a secret.
Olivia Colman's always good. Antonio Banderas is good.
Antonio Banderas is really good in this. You're right. He makes a good villain too. He's a fun villain.
Yeah, this movie's fine. Like, I don't know. Like, again, it's the same sort of thing as the first one for me. Like, I think this is a step down from number 2, but like, I remember when I first watched this in the cinema. I don't know what it was. Just I feel like these aren't really cinema movies. Paddington. Like, it's not something you're sitting there and like going. And I was just like, more stuff happens in this. I think when you look at it on the grand scheme, this is more of like an action adventure film. I guess, like going through Peru and everything.
Yeah,
but it's just not that interesting to me. Like, I wasn't along for the ride. I don't know. It was just didn't capture me.
Sorry, can you guys hear me properly? Or is
we can hear you now.
Yeah.
Yep.
The video is really out of sync. That's fine. I watched this movie the way it was a really good way. Had it on my laptop in my kitchen while I was meal prepping. So I really appreciated a lot of the nuance of the sight gags. But I knew as I was watching it, I was like, this would be a great movie to sit down and watch properly. But you are right. There's something strange about it. Like this is the most quote unquote exciting one because it is about a big adventure. It's like a treasure hunt. It's the classic franchise thing of this family's out of their familiar setting and they are in an exotic setting. This is tried and tested and usually has diminishing returns as it does here. And this movie is still a lot of fun. It's definitely lacking something about the sort of singular magic of the first two.
I think doing what it does differently, it doesn't feel as Paddington anymore. Like, there's something where this could be any other sort of, I don't know, like Jumanji, like with The Rock, like action adventure sort of thing, or Jungle Cruise or something. Like, I felt like this felt like any other thing, but Paddington was there. While Paddington 1 and 2 definitely have a vibe to it. Like, it's like that very UK British thing. And obviously you can't just keep doing that, but I think it loses something by doing something different.
Yeah, and I think like we talked about, like the way he kind of solves problems in number 1 and number 2 is just about being this force for good, and not being satisfied with like, he's got this curiosity. Whereas here he's kind of a tour guide. Like, he doesn't. There's no situations here where he's like trying to win someone over really, except for maybe at the end with Antonio Banderas. But you're kind of taking that element away a bit, and it does lose something, I think, because of it.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, it's a little bit more, I guess, kind of not cliche, but standardized. Yeah, it's not as You're right. I was having a lot of like this movie reminded me of, even though it's nothing to like it, but it reminded me a lot of Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull with the whole El Dorado as what is gold, and then the reveal that it's oranges.
Yeah.
So the whole time I had a lot of similar vibes with that, and I was like, yeah, this does feel kind of un-Paddington-y for a Paddington movie. Big problem is like the family in this have nothing really to do. Like in the other ones, they don't have heaps to do in the other ones either. But at the same time, all their stories kind of coalesce really well. In this one, they do nothing. The siblings, the two kids,
Yeah.
they serve zero purpose. They
I mean, I don't know. You get the kind of the nice moments with the mum having to send her off to uni, but you're right. Like it's a fleeting moment, a little tiny side plot.
And that's for the mum more rather. That's sort of her purpose is that she's trying to reunite the family. But the two kids never have. They are just along for the ride. I kept waiting for something to happen or something to pop up and really like some moment. And it really doesn't feel like there's much.
True.
And Emily Mortimer's really good in this, but it was definitely jarring not having.
Yeah, it was a bit weird. They had to recast her.
Yeah. Yeah. And just no one mentions it. You know, why don't they make a joke about her plastic surgery and be like, what? You look so different since your facelift.
You're looking younger. Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been great. And one thing I thought was really funny is that they're telling the stories of all the different his ancestors who have come looking for the treasure. It's like the archival footage of the Christians going through, and they just start sinking into the sands.
Yeah.
That I don't know that image. I laughed a lot.
I mean, they went back to the well, right? Like they had intent the villain play multiple roles again, because I don't know, it's fun. It's always fun.
Antonio Banderas has got probably the greatest voice in cinema. It's insane how just as soon as he appears, like I can't even try it because it's so husky but so like soothing. It's incredible.
He's got the accent,
it's
very charming.
It's nuts. It's like this guy can't be real.
It's just unfair, right?
But
that's why you need to watch Puss in Boots. Puss in Boots is amazing. It's just
Do I really want to see a cat kind of making me question certain things about myself?
Yes, you do.
I don't need that complication.
Beg for
mercy. But an old Peruvian boat captain. Yeah, you know, I'd leave I'd throw away my family for that. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say about this movie. There's lots of bombastic action float. You know, when they crash the boat, and then there's the plane and the plane crash, and then the running around the Incan ruins, and
it's like I said at the top. The CGI-ness is kind of the worst part of these movies in my mind, even though they're a really big part of it. So, and this one has more of that because it has a whole the boat trip and a lot of spectacle.
This is the first movie I'd seen. I wasn't really sure what to expect. And then there's that moment where Olivia Colman breaks out into song, and then it almost becomes The Sound of Music, like she's in the hills, and there's the green rolling hills. I'm like, what are these movies? And then it kind of doesn't do anything with it. It's a bit of a strange scene.
Yes, I had the same thought. It's it's like, is this part of the movie, or is this like her imagination? I don't know. It doesn't explain it. Olivia Colman's really good.
She is.
Yeah, she is. I don't know. Like you mentioned earlier, it is disappointing that they recast Sally Hawkins because I don't know. She's really good in the first two, and I feel like as good as her replacement is, I don't remember her actress's name, but
Emily Mortimer.
But it is missing a warmth from her.
Are you going to stop Hollywood from making money because one actress doesn't want to be involved, though, Luke? Like,
she was probably doing Bring Her Back.
This capitalist machine must continue.
I hear
she's very loyal to Paul King and won't work in anything that he's not involved with. So.
Yes. Yeah.
What's the guy who made this one? Dougal
Wilson?
Is that Dougal or Dougal?
Dougal. Dougie.
Now that's just confusing because if you take away the A and the L, it's Doug, right? Or Douglas. So how does it become Dougal? Explain to me that.
But what kind of name is Dougal?
Dougal. That's a good name.
Like anyway, what a character.
It's definitely Dougal, but anyway.
You're right, but I don't like it. I don't. It should be D-double-O-G. All right. There's rules to this language.
There absolutely is not.
O-double-G.
He's probably an Englishman, so he was there at the beginning.
He's a commercial director. He just directs commercials before this movie. That's interesting.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. This is literally
just a commercial for Peru. Was this just a commercial for Peru? Did you guys want to go to Peru after this?
A little bit.
Yeah. The post-credit scene.
Yeah, we get the return of Hugh Grant.
Yeah,
Casting him in a performance is pretty funny. What the ending annoyed me a little bit because I felt like it kind of had its cake and ate it too, where it's like you get this kind of. I was getting kind of teary, and I thought, Paddington's going to want to stay with his tribe. He's going to leave his family. They're getting really sad about it, and then he comes over and asks if he can stay with them, and it's like, oh, okay, we get this really sweet moment now where he's going to stay with the Browns, but yeah, it felt like chickening out of breaking up the family.
Pick a lane.
No, I disagree because he never is yearning for his home. He just wants to see Aunt Lucy, but he's never like, man, he's never like, oh, who are my people? I don't belong in this family. That would be where that dilemma comes from. But he's always like, these are my people. I just want to see my auntie again. Although there is something missing there. I agree with I guess more like it's acting as if it's a send off. But I was having this kind of weird moment. I was like, why would he stay with them though? He was never looking for them in the first place.
Yeah.
But it's acting like, oh man, of course he will stay with him, and then it sort of plays it as a bit of a twist or as the payoff when he's like, "Can I stay with you?" I'm like, "Of course." We just saw 2 movies of him being like, "You are my family. I will stay in England forever."
Yeah.
So it kind of got a bit of a twist where he wanted to stay there just because the amount of marmalade they can make, and like that's what he really cared about all along. And he's like, I can get this shit straight from the source.
He's like
injected.
I don't need you no more.
I think it would have been more clever if it was like we could monetize this.
Beast bear, just like
I was thinking more. No, he's like if we get these bears to start making marmalade, we can sell this for pennies on the dollar. I can create the biggest marmalade industry this side of this southern hemisphere has ever seen.
Again, all we needed was an American to get in there and like profit. We put these bears to work.
It's got Haley Atwell's in this.
Yeah, for 5 seconds.
Yeah. So maybe that's sort of permeating. Maybe that's why Hugh Bonneville's like, I want to go to Peru because he's looking for capitalist adventures. I don't know. I mean, look, I've got questions. Just more like, where do they get the jars to make the marmalade? So this is an untouched tribe in this concealed city.
Jar factory.
Where's the jar factory? The timeline's
the Spec Ops bears had stolen it while they were out on their reconnaissance missions.
Yeah. Then give me one throwaway line of like, there's a severe jar shortage in Peru. That would have been.
Yeah, that would have been.
that would have made sense. It was like everyone's like we keep losing our jars and no one can figure out why, and then it all pays off.
Yep. Yeah.
Mr. Brown becoming like a daredevil's pretty funny, jumping out of the building at the end and stuff. I like that he's got like a book. I like the idea of having a book of everything that could possibly go wrong. Like here is every possible risk indexed, so you can look them up.
That's just because you had one of them on our most recent trip to Newcastle. Like you had a book.
I mean, we got to be wary of everything.
All the stuff that could go wrong.
There's all things go wrong in Newcastle. The book's like this thick, and everywhere else in the country is like this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. Anything else we want to add, or are we ready to rank them?
Let's rank them.
I'm gonna be controversial and go 2, 3, 1.
Ooh.
Did you like 3 that much? I feel like you didn't sing the praises much.
I didn't love 1 that much either. And 3 I saw with my daughter in the cinemas. It was a little bit special.
Yeah.
I just have fonder memories of it, I guess. But it's clear, like 2 is clearly the superior movie. 1's probably a better movie than number 3, but I think if I was going to watch any of these again, it would be that order.
Yeah, fair. I would go 2. Now you got me thinking.
I would go 2, 1, 3.
I think that's the general consensus, right?
And
yeah,
3 I saw in the cinema with my family, and I have to put it low because of that. It was just a bad experience.
The worst experience.
I was so tired. I don't know. I just remember being so tired and like, oh my god, how long this movie? I don't know. The movie felt so long that day. Like
it's 1 minute longer than number 2.
I know,
1 minute too much.
It doesn't
right?
feel like it. 2 flies by, but yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely,
I think
two is definitely top, but yeah.
I think I'd agree. It's still 2, 1, 3. Like
I'm disappointed number 3 didn't bring back the security guard who's weirdly attracted to Mr. Brown. That was a good running gag, and the fact that they couldn't he couldn't be like the TSA agent when they're flying over to Peru or something like that. Missed opportunity.
Yep. And he's just he's like swiping through like a nun Tinder, like one day I'll find her or something like that. You know, one day, nun day.
Oh, this guy.
All right. Is that it? Is that all we've got to say about Paddington? Perfectly fine movies, perfectly cromulent, but just
apparently perfect movies to some.
But again, like this is an interesting thing, and like, look, if you want to have a big conversation, let's do it, because we can really link this back into theology and philosophy and all sorts of things. But the question of perfection is one that I think people misunderstand, because perfection is not goodness. Perfection is not just nothing bad happens from that. No, perfection often comes with caveats. Perfection is bound by its own perfection. And so something without flaw, or something that completely satisfies and completes the cycle, is what perfection is. And so these movies might be perfect in terms of a medium-specific example where everything is done. The mise-en-scene's on point, the blocking, the pacing, the narrative, the script, all of it like that can be flawless, but it can still lack something. Or it can also just not click with some people. Like, this is the nature of storytelling. And so this movie, I think you have to either be really deep in the weeds, or you have to be British, or you have to just be sentimental. And if you're one of those 3 things, or all 3 things, you might think these movies will seriously strike you as profound.
Or you love marmalade.
Yeah, or if you're a roaring diabetic with a passion for marmalade, you're like, yeah, I would eat nothing.
You didn't really get much into Paddington's health issues, Conan. You teased it at the start, and then you never really delved deep into
the situation never came up. I worry about his well-being. I worry about his whole mantra about 1 jar of marmalade contains all the vitamins and minerals a bear needs. I don't know much about bear genetics, but I don't think that's true. And I'm going to call it into question.
He's a very rare sort of bear, though.
That is true. He possesses the ability to speak, but so do human beings. And we have we have less muscle structure than they do, and we need a lot of protein. And the fact that he could just eat carbohydrates and somehow sustain himself, it defies the laws of biochemistry.
Paddington 4 should just be him dealing with diabetes, like having to stop eating.
And I don't know what the
lose a limb or something.
I don't know. He can't go to Peru ever again because he's got no legs. I don't know what the UK's medical system is like, but is he going to be all right?
I don't think he will.
Shouldn't Hugh Bonneville, risk analysis, be like, listen, Paddington, you've got to stop eating refined sugar.
Every now and
it's going to kill you.
You'd think so. It's the long game. He's been waiting for him to die. He didn't want to adopt him from the subway. He's just like, I'm going to keep giving marmalade until he starts
it in. Yeah, but I don't know. That's honestly where my disbelief got suspended. Not the fact that they could be okay with a talking bear. The fact that he just lives off sugar jam. Like, nah. Show him eating
something's going on there for sure.
Show him eating a steak or something.
All right.
Yeah.
We've solved it. We've solved Paddington. Next fortnight, we're going to try and do Running Man and then the new Running Man, the Edgar Wright movie. So the original and the remake.
I didn't know there was an original before Conan said it the other day.
It's an Arnie movie.
Yeah, oh, really? Awesome. Damn. I need to check that out.
I'm actually keen to watch it.
Maybe.
There may be an issue with our local cinema and we may not get to it. We may change that movie out. Apologies in advance if we do. But yeah, thanks for joining us for this podcast. It was brought to you by a couple of books by Conan Clark, The Taste of Iron and The God Grotesque. Check them out on Amazon. They're very good.
Lots of bears.
They're probably the opposite to Paddington.
In every way.
But check them out. Still perfect, though. Thanks for joining us. Please rate us on iTunes and Spotify. It helps us out greatly. And we'll catch you next time.
Peace.